Hey,
Everybody, what's going on? It's a new week, it's a new day, new week, new hemisphere, The sun is shining where Kelsey is, it is going
yes,
down where I am. Anyway, you guys, hi, I am Melinda. I forgot my name for a second, and she is.
I'm Kelsey. Little sick, but I'm Kelsey. I'm here.
And welcome to Collard Greens and Sushi Podcast, you guys.
We're back.
Kelsey, what's going on? You said you're sick. What's happening?
Yeah, I think it's allergies. I'm not sure if it's allergies or if I don't know what it is, but I have been having a running nose, a headache, been blowing my nose. Everything is like red and dry and all that. So I took some time out to watch TV and just relax at home and chill. And I want to tell you about the show, but you have been watching it too. What are we here to talk about?
Oh my goodness, what are we here to talk about, you guys? We're here to talk about a show on Netflix.
Yes.
Because y'all know, like, I don't do reality TV in America, but I will do reality TV in Asia. Specifically in Korea and specifically in Japan. There is a show on Netflix right now, y'all. The English title is called Badly in Love. Okay, that's the English title. What is it in Japanese, Kelsey?
In Japanese, it's rabu, because it's not love. It's like rabu joto, which means like superior love, or like get it love, bring it, or bring it to me love, kind of. And this show is wild, right? What do you think of it so far?
Yes.
What do you think of it, Muffy?
To give y'all a little background, it's a dating show.
Yes.
But it is a dating show where you have men, you have women. I want to say like 5 and 5 or 4 and 5 or men and women, and they are looking for their partner. They have 2 weeks. It is set in it's a school, almost like that high school romance. So
it's definitely like that.
School themed, you hear the principal talking and you got the announcements, and here, let's go over to the study hall section and let's go over to this section. But the people who are competing in the show are in Japanese culture what you would call Yankee.
Like the bad boys and bad girls.
Yeah. So Kelsey, give a little more depth into what a Yankee is.
Yankee culture. Yankees are they're like the bad boys or girls. They could be girls too. In Japan, like the delinquents. They're the ones that like skip school. They might be like in a park.
They fight.
Group. They fight.
They fight.
There's been so many.
Is very gaudy, y'all.
And
it is very gaudy.
And there's been so many like TV shows and movies about their subculture. And it's just it's very interesting. They sometimes ride around on like motorbikes with their like baseball bats banging the ground. It's kind of interesting to see. I really enjoy seeing them because I'm like, oh, that's unique. But they are kind of like the delinquents looked down upon. And then the gyaru was also like another kind of fashion trend that was really popular in the past, but it still kind of exists today. The makeup is very defined and like certain looks. There's bright colors. A lot of times they will also do like a lot of leopard animal prints, kind of wild fashion. So it's very different. And then there's just some hostess too. So hostess is like, it has a whole bunch of like subculture, but hostesses are like, they work in the night business, and not in the sense that it's like illegal, because it is governed, like they do pay taxes and whatnot. But they essentially like, what do they do? I guess they basically buy me, you sit down and they talk to you and you buy them drinks, I guess.
It's adult entertainment in the sense that it's not like a strip club, but it's more, I guess, for men it would be a gentleman's club. You're going there to be entertained by women, they come in flirt with you, talk to you, let's have drinks, I'm making you feel good. Again, it's not necessarily something that has to deal with nudity or
Right.
prostitution. And in the sense for a host club,
Oh
it
yeah,
is
that's a different, yeah.
right. It is geared towards women. So it would be more of like a ladies adult club where young men are doing the same thing, entertaining them, talking to complimenting them. You're
Yeah.
paying for almost like an escort in a sense. You're paying to
Yeah.
be in the company of more than likely they're often good looking. They should be good
Yes.
looking, should be attractive, and you're paying for their company. Basically, that's literally what.
Yes.
So I would liken it more like escort job.
Escort, okay. Because
Yeah,
I'm kind of like, we don't really have that in the States, right? We don't have, do we have that in America?
I mean, you have gentlemen's clubs, but gentlemen's clubs tend to be more about stripping. Like
Right,
adult
right, right, right.
adult dancers where there
Yeah.
is nudity. You know,
Yeah, no.
um,
Hostess, they're just gonna pour you drinks and tell you
right,
you're attractive and
right.
talk to you about the news or listen to you talk about your hard
Talk
day and
about your yeah,
oh
your hard day, and same thing
yes, you
with
work so
the
hard.
host club,
Mm.
they're complimenting, you princess, you're just so beautiful, you need to be taken care of. Here, let's drink to it
Yeah,
in a way. I've never had an issue with host clubs or hostess clubs. I've always
right,
felt like
right.
um it was
It's
something
kind
to
of
like.
fantasy.
Right,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, it's like for whatever reason that you have, whether it be, you just maybe are socially awkward, you don't have time, there are people who are super, super focused on their careers, or just, can't be bothered being in the dating scene. You can go to these areas and have that interaction if you need to. So
Yeah.
I've always been very kind of pro about it, as long as it's on the up and up. Um,
But
I
recently they've come under fire, the host clubs, because they basically there's some of them where they sell this illusion, but then they'll get these like young girls into debt. And then yeah, it's been in the news because like some of the women like or the former customers like went crazy. I think there was one where like one stabbed a host in Tokyo somewhere because she was so in debt. And then he was like, well, you could basically like prostitute yourself to pay back my debt. But he made it, and I could be confusing the cases because there were several of them. He made it seem as though they were in a relationship. And,
ah
that kind of played with their mental.
But you
Like
know
they
what?
had,
They do that here. They do that
yes,
here with
yes,
with
yes,
with
yes.
exotic dancers here. They will. I mean, the whole movie with what's her name? Jennifer Lopez, Hustlers, where they
Oh,
had a
okay.
whole ring and they were scamming,
People.
these patrons out of their money and using the credit cards when they would come to the club. Cardi B talked about doing that before, like when she
Yeah.
was a dancer back in the day, how you
Okay.
you sell
Okay.
the fantasy, you do. Because if you
I'm
sell
not
the
mad at it,
fantasy,
to be
that's
honest.
huh?
I'm not mad at it, to be honest.
Right, because that's the
I
thing.
feel like you should
If you
know.
sell the fantasy, you do what? You have repeat customers. That's income coming to you. You want to
Right.
sell the fantasy. You want them to come back.
That is
So
wild.
it does happen where people get obsessed, and again, that's where that line kind of comes where you have people who are extremely lonely. You
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
You
that
have
is a
people
problem here.
who are extremely lonely. They take
Yeah.
it, to the extreme and become stalkers and whatnot
Yep.
because,
Yeah.
or they are not emotionally developed. The maturity isn't developed. They don't know how to interact socially
Yeah.
with people. So there's a lot of factors, but it happens either way, especially when you're dealing, I think, with that type of business.
Hmm, hmm.
Um, so I
But yeah,
don't know.
so it's interesting because I think in this show, these people normally wouldn't like be able to just go on a regular dating site because a lot of people kind of
Mm,
look down on them in
correct.
society as though they're not like as hardworking as I guess the general population.
Mhm.
So that's what made this Netflix show Badly in Love so interesting, because it's
Yeah.
like these people are from like the different aspects of society that we wouldn't normally see on a regular dating show.
Yeah.
And from the start, it is good. Would you say the first episode, I was like, what in the world?
I was cracking up, to be perfectly honest. Like, you don't think of gang culture when you think of
No,
Japan. You
not
think of
really.
Nintendo. You think of sushi. You think of
Matcha.
beautiful kimonos. That's what you
Yeah.
think of when you think of Japan. You don't think of super duper tan dudes with their glasses, with their fades, with their
And no
crazy
eyebrows. No
outfit.
eyebrows.
You know what? We were talking about that. Yui was like, their
What
eyebrows are
happened?
so thin. Like, I don't know what that is.
Yes.
And then y'all, they are a lot of these people are also ex yakuza as well.
Yeah. Or like,
So
yeah, the
they are
Chimpita kind of,
straight
yeah.
up, from
Yeah.
that mafia life, that organized crime life, y'all. Like Kelsey was saying, a lot of them are delinquents. A lot of them are violent. You know,
Or
like
they all had like maybe like something happened to them in
they
life. There's
all of them had like some crazy, background
backstory.
stories. Like, it's
Yeah.
wild, and like I said, you don't think about that when you think
Yeah.
of Japan. When the stereotypical Japanese, you think of like almost nerdy or very well put together,
Yes.
and oh,
Yes.
they're a scientist, they're into robotics. No, these people are into like Fight Club, and they're
Okay.
into
Yes.
they are into
Yes.
rival gang, don't roll up on me because we gonna fight, this my territory kind of thing. And you're like, wait a second, wait,
Right.
like,
So
this
from
is
the
Japan.
start,
Yeah.
there is two. Okay, so there's two, and I think this is both our favorite. One of the first people to arrive, his name is Suchan,
Hmm.
and I think
Walking
he
around in the back.
is he your favorite?
He is my is he my favorite?
He was my favorite guy. Suchan was my favorite.
I think 1010 was my favorite. I think
Okay,
1010
ten ten. Okay,
1010 was my favorite as far as his maturity.
maturity. Okay, maturity,
I
maturity.
think as far as like being entertained, Sue was definitely it, because Sue was just funny. Sue
He
was
was
like,
funny,
look, what you
but
see is what you get. This is who I
yes.
am. Like,
He
this
made
is
me
this.
think of like, do you know the Ojis? Like, I call them Ojisans, but I feel like Asian Ojisans or like just the Asian old man. When they get old, they put their hands behind their back and they walk.
Messiah was talking about that. He's always like, "Oh, I'm gonna walk like an OG son." I'm like, "Go on."
I feel like
Yeah.
even though Suchan, okay, so Suchan is a what does he do?
He's
What does
a
he
bar owner.
A bar owner. Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
bar owner. Okay, and he is like 30, even though I feel like he looks older than
He
30.
looks so
Probably because he
much
doesn't
older.
have any
Oh my
eyebrows.
gosh, he looks so much older than what he is. Like,
Yes, yes.
yes,
And
full y'all, full back tatted, shoulder
everything. And I
tatted,
feel like he
tat.
doesn't stand straight. He doesn't walk straight. I don't know
He
why.
doesn't. He walks like an
He has
old man, but
the old man.
that's
He has the Asian, like the Oji-chan,
that
walk
gangster. They
already.
gangster.
Okay, and then so him, okay, and then Tintin was the host club
Correct.
guy, right? He's very pretty.
Very pretty.
Um
Not my
very
kind of pretty, but
no,
you
not
definitely be like, oh, he's pretty, like
yes, you can
very
definitely tell like he probably is
nice.
popular.
Yes,
Nice
nice looking
looking.
face, poised. Like, that was the whole thing when he also came in late. That was the whole thing. Everybody was
Yes.
like, oh, he's like a prince, like a
Yes.
prince.
And
The
he can ride a horse too.
horse literally came in riding a horse, like he was like the prince,
He was like
that came in. Yeah, it was
and
wow.
he's a host. So he
Mm,
works at those clubs. He's very pretty. He's very white. So I think that
very
gives to like the prince illusion. Like everybody else is
super
very
pale.
tan. And if you look at them in contrast, like,
He's the
like they're
palest,
all tan and he's
Yes.
super pale.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then the other guy that I did like was Milk. Milk was the construction
Milk.
worker that used to be in a biker gang. He used to be a biker gang boss, I think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he was very cute.
Milk was young, but I thought
Young
Milk is very I really thought Milk was very mature for his
for his
age, you
age.
know.
Yes.
I think he was very mature for his age. So I liked Milk. I was always rooting for him, you know,
I
but I
was
was like he's
too.
22. I was like, you got time.
He's
You
so
got time.
young. You got
Yeah,
time to find
you got
love.
time to find somebody. You all right, man. Keep
Let
doing
me
your
tell you,
construction and you gonna be all
yes,
right.
when he was building his little, they were showing him building the little houses. I was like, oh, I didn't see Milk around somewhere. I seen his version,
Right?
building a little house because there are a lot of those people that were formerly like Yankees or formerly like delinquents that will go into construction
Construction.
because for the most part, construction is not really an industry where you're judged upon how you look. You're judged more on your skills.
Right.
So they will go into those type of careers and you'll see them like building houses and they sometimes look scary, but they're really nice, like for the most part, I
Mhm.
feel like they just look scary.
Right.
Okay. I did not like Mr. I Need a Treatment. His hair was dry. And
Nisei.
Nise is a bar club owner, a
Y'all,
playboy, and he
Nisei,
needed a treatment. I wanted to deep condition his hair every time I saw him on the screen. I said, "Boy, why is your hair so dry?"
Nisei
I
looks like a bootleg Japanese version of Steve Harrington from Stranger Things, like straight up. But like the bootleg version of Steve Harrington. Yeah.
Yeah, he was straight playboy. He was a playboy.
Very playboy, super cocky. Although I will say he
Super cocky.
also was like the number 2 like boxer in the country or something,
Oh
something
yeah,
wild like that. Like
which is
super
crazy because he
yeah,
seems very skinny.
super athletic. He actually
Yeah.
comes from money. His father was a CEO, like, and I
Oh, okay.
found it interesting with him because he's the middle child.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that. Okay.
he's the middle child, he's the second son. And it was always
Oh,
him who would
that
have
says a
issues.
lot.
And I don't want to say like he falls into that middle child stereotype where they just can't, you're not the oldest, so you're not the responsible one and the one who's like, and you're not the
Yeah.
baby. You just in the middle and you trying to
Yeah.
find yourself. So of course I feel like he was gonna be drawn to, yeah, I'm gonna get into fights and talking about how like he and that's one thing I do like the fact that he apologized to his
To
mother.
his mom. Yes, I did like that.
He
And she was
apologized to
probably, I
his
felt like she was like, what,
why you
I think
calling
she
me?
was very shocked,
She was
but
like,
I did like
I'm
that. She was like,
she
it's
was like, we
Friday.
cool, it's all
Yeah.
good.
But I did like
But
that. He apologized in
his
one of the
mom
episodes.
was
He
his
did
soft
apologize.
spot. Like he was like, and even like when he would go on the dates and stuff, he would be like,
He
I
would talk
love my
about that.
mother. He's like
Yeah.
he's a mama's boy,
Yeah.
mama's
Yeah.
boy. He was saying how that's like his biggest regret because of
With all the trouble he
how
caused
everything
her.
affected his mother, and
Yeah.
how,
Yeah. I did
he
like
made
that
his
about
mother
him.
cry and, all of this stuff.
So
And
we'll
I'm
give him 5 points, but he still needed a treatment. His hair was dry the whole time. His hair was dry. He needed a hot oil treatment. It wasn't even one episode. It was every episode.
every episode.
It just
And he
like,
was
stop
so
bleaching it.
popular. He was so popular, y'all. And all I could think of was like, really?
Really? Yes, me too.
What?
Okay, and then we had Tackle, who was the bonsai artist.
Tackle.
I really liked his career because think he has
Yeah.
such an interesting career path.
Yeah.
But I personally thought he was lame. Like he was lame.
He
He
was
wasn't interesting to me, but his career was.
he was just there. He's a nice guy, y'all.
Yeah, he probably is very
Nothing
nice.
about this person, but he was just there. He
He
was just there.
he didn't bring
He
he
brought
wasn't really
yeah. Nah, he was just
Okay.
there. He was in love with the girl Key, and that was it. Like,
Yes. Okay, and then we had Yambo, who was the rapper that I have never heard of, but
the
apparently he has a
rapper,
career.
ex
Ex
Yakuza
Yakuza.
intelligence. Yes.
And he got something happens to him. We shouldn't spoil it, but anyway,
Yeah.
something happens to him. So you watch it and you see, but those are the guys. Okay. Then the girls. So you start with the girls. Who was your favorite?
Honestly, my favorite girl was Key. I love Key.
Yeah.
I love Key Down. This girl was so she's an entrepreneur. She teaches makeup
Yes.
classes. She has a great
Yes.
career. Always look flawless. If you think of like a anime character or one of those figurines like come to life, she literally looked like a freaking like anime
Yes.
doll. Like literally every single time you saw this woman, flawless every time. Whether it was
Flawless.
her outfit,
Yeah.
her hair, her face, changing the contacts every day. She would like
Beautiful.
the
She was on
nails,
point.
like, and
Everything.
she's
Yeah.
also very confident. She's
And
confident. She's
classy.
sure of herself. She knew who she was. I
Yeah.
was like, she
Yeah.
don't need to be on this show. What's
I was
she
also
doing?
wondering, why is she on this show?
Why
Like, I
was
felt
she
like
on this show?
she definitely was very confident, and I love that
Yes.
about her.
Yes.
And she just was very classy. Like when she would
Class.
watch stuff, because there's
Yes.
stuff that would happen, you could tell people wanted to take a side, and she was just like, no, I can kind of see how that would upset so and so, and then she, say from the other side, oh, I can also see how this would be the reason for that. I
Mm.
really liked her a lot. Like she is someone top tier, and the fact that she has her own business and
Yep.
she teaches other women and men to do the same. I thought
Yep.
that was so cool. And I really liked when they had to do their special event, and she was, because of
Yes.
her background is makeup, and she was showing like guys
The,
and girls.
yeah. I love.
Yes, I love that, and giving them like confidence.
Yep.
I liked her a lot.
She was my favorite.
I actually started following her on Instagram.
Oh,
So
really?
I
Oh.
like her. I like her a
I
lot.
wish they would have done a reunion. I would have loved that. That's the only thing that I don't like a lot of times with my Asian shows. I need a reality. I need not a reality. I
The
need a
reunion.
reunion. I
Yeah.
need to know
Yeah.
where they are. I need to know what they're doing. I need to know all of it. I want to be in your business. You had me invested for so long. You think you just gonna cut me off and that's it? Like that's the only thing
Not
I
you
wish
being the
was.
stalker.
Yes, I wish there was a reunion after
So
every show.
she does keep her IG pretty active, and she is an egg model too, which I thought, talk about throwback. I thought Egg
What's
had
an egg?
stopped printing.
What?
So Egg
What?
was the magazine, the Gyaru magazine, fashion magazine. It was big when you were here too,
It
and I
was.
thought
Now
it
that
had
you say that, I
stopped.
remember. I
Yeah, and they would
remember.
have all the girls in the magazines, and you'd see it in 7-Eleven or Lawson or whatever. And I thought they had stopped printing it, but it's still in print. It's just maybe, I guess, not as popular to be in the convenience stores. So if you
Mm.
go to like a bookstore, you can see it. Um, which is interesting. Side note, Shore was telling me that like Gyaru culture, Kogaru, if I'm saying it correctly, Kogaru is like little girls that want to be Gyarus. There's a whole subculture of like girls that are like anywhere from 6 years old, maybe even younger, to like middle school, high school, that are doing. Yes, she made me watch this whole documentary. I'll try to find the name of it so we can
Uh-huh.
link it. But it was like girls that are in the whole Gyaru, world. They're doing their makeup, they're doing their hair, they're doing everything, the
Wow.
dances. Do you remember Pada Pada where people would like dance with their hands and only move their feet like a few steps? It's all come back, and it's like very
Wow.
popular, and then they
And
go to like Tokyo and take pictures on the street.
but you know what? I remember because I saw less of it in the past few years that me and the kids have been coming back to Japan.
Uh-huh.
But I remember back in the day, y'all, when I had first got
Throwback.
to Japan back in 2003, 2004,
Yeah.
the Garu culture, they were all super tan. Like I used to call them lions. I used
Oh,
to
I
be
used to
like,
be like, they're like black people like
I used to just be like, oh, it's the lion girls because they
the
would be
oh,
so
and then their hair would be like so
they would be so y'all, they would be so tan. Like I
like
would be
darker
like,
than
how the
us.
hell are you darker than I am? Like I look
Yes,
Japanese. What is
yes.
going on? They would be so tan.
Yeah.
And they would wear like the darkest makeup with these big ass lashes. Like they would always have like dyed hair. It would always be dyed blonde or like a
And it
golden
was always
color.
like kind of
It was all
like
yes, and it would always be like poofed, and then they would have like a mullet kind of thing going on, and they would wear like the shortest skirt, especially the girls in high school,
yes,
shortest skirts ever. And I
with the
would just be
scrunched
like,
up socks.
literally,
Yes.
I would honestly, I would feel like that guy who's like, where is her mother? Where is
Oh,
the parents? Where? That's how I would feel every time I would see them because I'm like, where is
I thought it was
your
so
mother?
interesting. I didn't understand because I think at that time, when you're saying like when I first came to Japan, I just came for like a year of fun. I didn't really care. I wasn't trying to really learn anything. I was just like, I don't want a real job. I'm just gonna have fun.
Right.
And you know how that turned out. Then I got a real job, but um, I didn't do any research, so I didn't really know. So when I would see that, I would be like, what is that? That's wild. And I'd be like, I kind of want to know more.
Yeah.
But I never approached any of them. I just always wondered like why. And then eventually I learned like, oh, these are yarus. Like, oh, okay. And there
Right.
are different sects of, there's like
That's
different
the thing.
levels of gyaru. So you could be like, there's so many different levels. There's the ones that are like
Right.
super, super tan, really, 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 really tan. There's like, there's just so many. It's so interesting. And I didn't
It
know
is.
that it was still, I thought it had already kind of ended. And
Right.
Shore was like, oh no, it's still alive and
That's
thriving
what
and
I'm
young
saying.
people are
I'm
doing
like
it.
that. Like I know we're going off on a tangent, y'all, but
Yeah.
again, I feel like it's one of the reasons why I think Japan appeals to people so much because
Mm.
they go there thinking that is one thing and then they
Yeah.
find it as something totally different because there are so many subcultures
So many.
in Japan. There's so many, there's just it's so many like there's a spectrum of fashion, you
Yeah.
know like I remember we were just talking about this the other day where I think you said your cousin or somebody was like, "Oh, they don't wear color here. They don't do color."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "She just in the wrong area. She on
She
the
said
train
that
at the
she thought
wrong
that they had
time
color
because let me
police,
tell
but
you,
it's,
you
yes,
turn a
yeah,
corner, you go to a certain area in Tokyo, you go to a
you will
certain
see.
area in Osaka, and you gonna be like, "What the? Turn the color down. Let's bring the black back. Like, what's going on?" Like it's so
It's
interesting
so unique.
all
Yeah,
of the
it's very
things that
unique.
you really can discover about that country, and frankly, it's one
Yeah,
of the things that I love so much because I feel like it's like the little like Russian dolls where it's like you take the thing off and then it's another one under it. You take it off again.
and
It's
then there's
you
another one
take
under.
and you just keep you like, oh wow, But again, it's like I feel like people have this. I mean, they have this about every place. They have a
Yeah,
stereotype about every place. But when you really start peeling the layers,
yeah,
and you really start to understand that those stereotypes are just that, they're stereotypes, and you really have no idea,
there's so
what the
much that's
society is
deeper. Yeah,
so much. Yui, I'm gonna have you start modeling in Japan for the
the Gario. I do.
the
It's interesting. It's interesting. I do like that. So there's so
Oh, she
Kichan.
wants to do the makeup. She was like, she loved the makeup.
She was
Let me get my child over
she
there.
should have the. I do think like their makeup skills are wild.
They
Like
are.
they are very talented.
They are.
They
Oh,
are.
sorry, y'all. Yui's coming to the podcast apparently with her bonnet
So
on.
for me, I feel like the lashes can be a little bit too much, and like mainly like the foundation and stuff. But I think that the makeup is actually like pretty cool, and like the fashion too is like really unique and
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah.
since like it's still around kind of now, it's because a lot of the fashion now they take stuff from the past because like stuff like mainly from like the 70s, 90s, and like
Early
2000s.
2000s, yeah.
2000s.
A
Yeah.
bunch of people love that fashion. So
Yeah.
mainly they take that and then like inspire it onto their own clothing.
Right. Right. And I love that. Thank you, Yui, for
Yeah,
your
I agree. It is very
comment.
unique. It is. Okay, so we have Kichan, and then who did you like after that? After Kichan out of the girls, who
So
did you
I
like?
know we're gonna disagree, but I liked Amo.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, you didn't like her. I liked Amo. I
No,
liked
she
Amo.
was not a girl's. How she came in, I didn't think she was a girl's girl. 'Cause she was like, but in the end, yeah, I mean, she was there. Also, her job, I was just like, who pays for this? She is
A
basically like
lot of
a
people.
burlesque. Exactly. I was just
A
like,
lot of
men are
people.
dumb. And when they went to like when they saw where she was working, I was just like I was rolling my eyes inside because I just feel like, but people like you said, a lot of people pay for that. Like
Yes.
she's basically like a girly dancer, a burlesque
A
dancer.
burly, yeah. Yeah.
And I was just like, is that interesting? Like, I was watching her show and I was like, maybe it's
I
because I'm
liked it,
American.
y'all. I liked it. I like her. I think again, she's somebody who she knows.
She's very
You know what?
confident.
I respect a woman, especially because I went through my own struggles with confidence. I went through my own struggles, really knowing who I am and really being able to make sure I'm setting boundaries, you know, for my best interest. And that's one thing. Much as I know you like, I don't mess with her, that woman
She
set
did. She was
boundaries.
very.
She let you know, like, look, this is what it is. You don't want to, okay, then go do you. I'm gonna do me. Like, very clear. She didn't waver. She knew who she was. For me personally, I respect that because again, because I was somebody who struggled with that. When I see women like that, I'd be like, yes, you got. And she's only 27, so for
That
me,
is
it's like,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're
She was very
young
confident.
and
I'll give her that.
yeah, if you're young and you know who you are, I have the highest respect for you because again, it took me a long time in my womanhood journey to get to that point, you know, of really being confident in who I am, knowing who I am, knowing what I want, you know, being clear on my boundaries and not settling. Not
That
settling.
is
Like,
true. I will give her that. I did respect her in that sense because she did definitely put old boy in his place. But I I don't know. I would say Tech Cutting, the one that
I
was like
like
the bar,
I
and
liked
she was a
her.
fighter. I liked her a lot because she talked a lot about how she really wanted to work with kids, but because
Yeah,
of
and she was
tattoos,
naturally good with kids.
yeah,
She
she
was she
was.
was
And
so good with them. So
I
good with
think
them.
she really stood out to me because I used to work at a Yochin, and I remember, which is like basically like Japanese kindergarten, and I remember how some teachers would be very prejudiced towards anybody that looked different, that didn't fit like the
Mhm.
cutesy. You know, even we had some guys that wanted to be teachers, and some female teachers were like, oh, I don't think a guy could be like a kindergarten teacher, when they would end up being like the best
The
ones,
best
you know.
teacher,
There's
exactly.
a lot of like prejudice, I think. So someone who has tattoos, I don't really, as an American, really see that being
Right, of
an
course. We don't,
issue.
but
But in Japan, it's like, you cannot
yeah,
be.
it's still, you know,
It's
it's still
very
very
taboo.
taboo, you guys. Yeah, like they've made progress, but it is
Yeah.
still, just so y'all know, for those of you who think y'all gonna come over here with your sleeves,
No.
and it's still very taboo, y'all. Like those things have to be covered. You know, and
Right.
sometimes you may not get a position because you have tattoos. You may not be able to go into
Yeah.
a certain establishment because you have
Because
tattoos. Just letting you
yeah,
know. So
it is very
don't
much like that.
right,
I
and don't
actually
get
was
over
reading
there
a
acting like, oh my
story.
gosh, my tattoos. That's their culture. They can do what they
That's their
want to do.
culture.
That's their country. That's not your country.
This is true.
Like
I read a
that,
story of
that
a.
bothers me a lot with
Oh,
when you
really? When people
have
try
certain
to. Yeah, yeah,
foreign visitors
yeah.
and they're like, oh well, I'm like, that's not your country, boo boo. This ain't Spain. It's not France. It's not
Right.
America. It's not Canada. You really, really, really need to take your egotistical self because everything does not center around you. This ain't your country. Let them do what they want to do.
Yeah. And there's the
Let
reason they
them
do
do
it is because they have to discriminate against everyone with tattoos and say
it.
none of you can come. Because if
Yes,
they cherry pick, then that will allow for like maybe Yakuza or Chimpira
of
to
course.
enter the establishment. So they're just like, no tattoos. It's
No,
all
you
none.
know, sorry.
Nope, you can't.
And if
And
that's the
that's really
case,
the
please
reason why.
and do your research, y'all. I believe me, I have tattoos. I don't have a lot, but I have tattoos. They're visible. You can see them. I do my research. Oh, is this a tattoo friendly onsen? Is this a
Yeah.
tattoo friendly cento? Can I go to this hot bath if I have tattoo? I do my
Right.
research
And they
beforehand.
exist. They exist, yeah.
Yeah, I do your research, y'all. Do your research.
Yeah, there are places you can go. So it's not like they're anti, it's just, yeah, but I did feel a little bit bad for her because you could tell she really enjoyed working with children, and she was
Yeah.
so good with them, and it was like, oh man,
So good. That's what I mean.
so
I need a reunion. I need a
yeah, we
photo
do
of it
need
because
a
I know
reunion.
there's got to be. people who saw the show and was like, "Oh my gosh, she would be a great nanny, or she would be a
Yeah,
great
she
au
would.
pair, or she
She
would be a
definitely. I
great
love.
person to open an after school." I would love that.
Yes,
I need a reunion.
we do need a reunion.
Japan,
So
Korea, I need y'all to start doing a damn reunion,
reunion
because y'all
shows.
not doing these reunions is pissing me off. Now, see, look here. I just went off about the whole egotistical thing when it's not my country, y'all. It's not my country. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Okay, Oto, it was the girl that was only 22 and she was a student. She's going to fashion school. She wants to have her own lingerie line, and she's also a hostess. So she is the opposite of Tintin. She is the female version. Like she works in the night business where, you know, they cater to men and they offer them drinks and make them feel special. Oto had a really sad, crazy backstory. And she was just annoying. Sorry.
Oh,
She was doing the most. She had very low self-confidence.
Oto, baby, if you're watching this right now, you need to go to therapy.
Therapy, yeah.
You
She
need to
needs,
go
I
to
definitely think she would benefit for some therapy, for sure.
She
And
needs
she wasn't a bad person.
She
was
wasn't.
very nice. She was really good with kids too.
Great worker, you know.
Great
When it
worker.
comes to her work life and, you know, school life, she's great. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's
very
really, really
inspirational in that
good.
sense.
Yes,
But otherwise,
like to her personal romantic life, you need therapy, sis. You need
gotta get some
therapy.
help. Yeah,
you
she
need
was
like straight up. You need therapy. A lot of them need therapy. To be perfectly honest, I think half the cast needed therapy, y'all.
Yeah, well, I would say the majority of this country needs therapy.
So this is the only thing that got on my nerves. What was her name?
Who?
The daycare girl.
Oh, Tekani.
Tekani was pissing me off.
Really?
Those first 3 episodes, because
about oh
therapy.
Boy. Okay. Yeah.
Therapy. She
was
pissing me off with those.
She did. Like, but you know who got her in check? Ki-chan. She was like, maybe just wear that on the side. You don't need to wear that around your neck. That's my girl.
My girl Ki.
Ki, if you're out there, wherever you are, yes, come to the front because you're the real one.
We love you.
Everybody needs someone on their team like a Ki-chan. Okay. Yes. I personally was not a fan. I liked her in the beginning, but then I grew to not like her.
Baby was a big disappointment for me. Again,
she was a fire starter.
I liked her in the beginning. I thought she was very good. She makes a great first impression, but then when that mask starts to come off, I'm just like, ugh. Again, therapy. She needs damn therapy. She
had a sad backstory, like many of the other cast. But I felt like she dragged it on like too much. It's like, you know, the reason why I'm not eating is because this is just an example. This didn't happen. But the reason why I'm not eating your food is because, you know, I had a hard childhood, you know, or what. It was just like, I felt like a lot of the stuff that she claimed was because of her hard childhood. Like everybody in the history of the world has had a hard childhood, or there's so many people who've had problems, but they're able to, you know, normally introduce themselves to people, or you just act decent. And even if you are a delinquent in this sense, because the other characters in the show, the other cast, I felt like they weren't as wilding out as she was. She just did the most. She was a fire starter.
Also, she was violent, and this is another reason why maybe I ended up siding with Amo, because how she was in that club.
Oh, I didn't like that. Yeah, especially that situation.
Like, and then the fact that, you know, like you were saying, it's like you can't use your upbringing to not take accountability for your actions. And that's how she was. Everything was, like Kelsey was saying, everything was, every bad choice she made was because of her childhood. Every bad, it's because of my childhood. Again, you need therapy then. You need to go do the work then, sis. You need to get it together because you're the problem. You keep
maybe Ki is the one that Ki is the only one who's done therapy. Maybe she's the one that's done therapy out of the whole group. And that's Ki, maybe, and that's why she's so calm and collected and cool.
Yeah, because she's moved on from it.
I
think that's what it is. It's like you grow. That's the whole point of therapy. Therapy, So I have to say it all the time to people. Like when people are like, oh, you know, well, I don't do therapy, da 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 da. Therapy is not a magic pill. It's not
Right.
a wand. This is not Harry Potter. This is not, you know, Wingardium Leviosa, and then all your problems go away. That's not what a therapist is supposed to do. A therapist is there as a resource to help you do the work. You still have to do the work. People go to a
Right.
therapist and they'll still lie. You're not doing the work. So when you come
Right.
out and be like, oh, you know, it wasn't for me, it's not the therapist, it's you. You know,
Yeah.
don't get me
Most of
wrong
the times,
about, you
yeah.
know, you have to find someone you click with, but you
Right.
have to do the work. The work is up to you to grow and to
Yeah.
evolve and to heal. And if, you know, you're not doing that, you're going to have the same problem. You know, you're going to have the
Right.
same issues. It's never going to change. You have to do the work, you
That
know.
is
And I
so
feel like
true.
Key is
She needs some
somebody, she
therapy.
has done the work. She's literally
Yeah.
done the work.
I
That's
think
why she's
definitely
so well
baby needs
adjusted.
some help. She needs some. So those are
Yeah,
the is that's everybody? We did everybody,
that's
right? Yeah.
everybody.
The cast is interesting, and
Yeah.
like you said, I definitely would like a reunion.
I know.
Because
They
there's a
gonna
three
have a
hosts.
season
Okay, so
two.
there's a three hosts. There's
Mhm.
Megumi, who is like the producer of the show,
Correct. She came up with
and
that.
she's an actor, and she's very famous. According to my kid, Shore, you know, she said she has her own like lifestyle series, I guess, and she
And
is really good at
brands and whatnot.
storytelling.
Yeah.
Her brand, yeah, she's really interested in storytelling, like raw stories like this.
Mhm.
And then AK-69, who
AK is
is
fine,
the
y'all.
rapper.
AK is fine. Like, I don't care what nobody. That man look good. He got, when I tell you, he is a mature, I think he's like 47 years old, I
Oh, really?
believe. He
Oh,
might be
okay.
a little older, but I think he's 47. Y'all, he got this clean fade. He just mature.
Yeah.
He dressed good. You
He's
look
very
at,
direct. He's
oh my
direct.
God,
I like how direct
y'all.
he is and
That
how
man,
straightforward.
you know how like you could see somebody and you were like, oh, I know he smell good. That's how, yeah. He was doing
What
every
do you
time he was
smell?
on every time
You
he
can
was on
smell
the
it from the
screen, I would be
screen.
like,
You know he smells good. And also I imagine his house is very clean and organized and
clean,
classy. He has
organized.
a good collection of music, probably.
Yep,
And in the fridge he has more than just, you know, soy sauce
yep, yep.
or just water.
Yeah,
He has a few things in the fridge,
yeah.
a nice bottle of wine or
And
something. I,
he comes from that background too, y'all.
yeah.
He was an
And he's
ex-Yankee
heavily
himself.
tatted.
He was a gang member. He was out
Yeah.
there fisticuffing it up, and you know, and
And
changed
wilding
his
out.
life around and made a career. You know,
Yeah,
so
yeah. And then the other guy, I call him like, he has a weird haircut, like a bowl haircut. His name is Nagano. He's a comedian. He's a very popular comedian. And
mm,
he's really bad. He said he's really bad at dating and dating shows. I think he doesn't really fit into any of those categories, the Yankee or anything like that. I think he's just brought in to be like an outsider, like
yeah,
someone on the outside to like look in. Because I think Megumi kind of knows about like storytelling, and
mm,
AK-69 knows about that whole world. And I
yeah.
think Nagano is just, they just put him in to be like
He's there for
the
the comedic
comedic,
timing. He's there
yeah,
to
the
tell
comedic,
jokes. He's there
yeah,
to lighten the mood. Like
the light in the
they'll
mood.
always have a comedian on one of those
Right.
shows. Like there's always going to be somebody there to lighten the mood, to make a joke, especially like if things start to get heavy or a little serious. It's to
Yeah,
break
he
the tension.
does.
That's all it is. That's all he's there for, you know.
He does jump in, and he's very like, yeah. So it's a great show. So I would definitely recommend you to check it out. It's just a fun show. It's not, you don't have to think too deep.
Right.
You could do it while folding clothes. You don't have to focus too, you know, hard on the
Right.
plot line or anything like that. If you miss something, it'll just pick back up on the
Right.
next episode.
Right.
What would you rate it on your rating? What would you rate this show for your?
I would
I
probably
guess
do it. I would probably do an 8.1. I was highly entertained. I binge watched,
yes,
you know, like at first I was like, what is this? What's going on? But you know, you got to know the people on the show, the cast, and like I said, I ended up literally binge watching like the last 4 episodes. I was like, no, I need to know what happened. I need to know who ended up with who. I need to know what's going on.
yes, yes.
So
I wanted to know who ended up in the beginning. I was the same as you. and I felt like this looks stupid. And I said, not only does it look stupid, I said these people they don't even look good. Like this doesn't look like the people that I would imagine on a reality dating show.
Right. This
But as
was
we got
not
into the
Singles
stories,
Inferno, y'all. It was not
yes,
Singles
it's not
Inferno.
a singles inferno.
It
But
is
as we
not.
got into them, I was like, oh, I like these people. This person
Right.
is funny. Oh
Right.
no, I don't like that person. It was good. It was a good, it was a good break from the horrible reality of the world we live in today. So it was definitely a good, nice, chill vibe. But I do need a reunion, like you said. I would love a reunion. I would love that. Like, where are they now?
I know.
And I imagine some of them probably don't really talk, but I think at the end of the show, I feel like even if they didn't make a relationship, I think they made good friendships.
Friends, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Friendship. So. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so Badly in Love, check it out. It's on Netflix, and let us know what you think.
Currently,
yes.
you don't have
for
it.
real.
Use somebody's password. I know they cracking down, but use somebody's password, y'all. You got
You'd be locked out. You'd be locked out doing that. Seems like you're traveling or something.
Exactly. I am traveling. Traveling with somebody's password,
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we've been watching.
Yeah.
And what else? What else is up?
I mean, that's about it. School's back in,
Right.
Probably more stuff to watch. Kelsey be giving me recommendations all the time, y'all. My list is getting longer and longer.
There is a lot of stuff, to watch.
Starting
and I guess yes, new books, and for sure. I guess the we talked a lot about Japan and Japanese stuff today. Well, I guess the okazu is the little side that we have today is that I am going to see Kabuki with Shore. She asked to go. And we have both experienced Kabuki, you and I.
Yes.
Your experience was what? What was that like?
Oh, so for those of you who don't know what Kabuki is
yeah.
is a traditional ancient. Well, yeah, I guess ancient. A traditional ancient form of Japanese theater, you guys.
Right.
So it is Japanese theater in its oldest form, or one of its oldest forms. But and usually it's all male, correct?
It's all male, yeah. Back in the day, like I think 1600 something. Don't get me wrong, but it was they used to have women, but I think whoever the shogunate was at the time were like, no more women, and they just kind of kept on with that afterwards. So it's been, they did have women at one point, but it's been all male, ever since then. And it's you train and train and train, and well, the whole reason we're going to see it is because from another media. So we went to see this movie that a friend of mine recommended called Kokoho, which means national treasure.
I want to see so bad, y'all.
Girl, let me tell you, we were like, we're not going to drink anything so we don't have to go to the bathroom, because it was 3.5 hours. It was quite long in the theater. But I tell you, when you laugh, you cry, you like heartbroken. It is so, and I am so disappointed but I understand they only got nominated for one Oscar. And I think it's, because Sinners is taking everything. And I get it. But also,
but they're not going to win.
I think they'll win a lot, but Kokoho,
you have higher hopes than me. I think they, out of those 16 nominations, girl, and again, this is my black trauma. I'm not trying to bring it up, but if The Color Purple got 11 nominations and didn't win one damn award, and they got 16, I'm gonna tell you right now what they're gonna win for. They're gonna win for, I'm calling it now, y'all. They're gonna win for the score. They're gonna win for the score. They're gonna win for possibly best original song. And they'll probably win for cinematography.
See, I thought that Kokoho would have got nominated.
I will be shocked. They're not winning anything big.
You don't think so? I thought Kokoho would have been nominated for cinematography at least.
I'm gonna be shocked. I will be shocked if they win more than 3 Oscars.
Really, you think so? Okay, we'll have to watch it and see, because I really thought I think it's a different time now from The Color Purple. So I would kind of hope that the Academy has changed a bit, but we'll have to see. I thought Coco would have been nominated for cinematography because the cinematography was amazing. But I also think like it wasn't as big in the States as it was here in Japan. So it is, I think it's the highest grossing Japanese film for Japan ever. I could be wrong with that. It beat out a lot of other films that were in the past. And Ken Watanabe is in it.
Yes, I know my boy Ken Watanabe.
It is so good. It is so good. And if you know, so because we have seen Kabuki, I think when you see it, I think you'll understand the story, because Kabuki is very much like a family thing. Like if you're in a Kabuki family, you're born into a family, it's usually expected that you will stay in that family and you will be the next one, especially if you're a male.
Yes.
And it deals a lot with that, like family ties. And in Japan, like the family over everything else, outsiders, doesn't matter if you're married in, you're still an outsider. Yep. There's so many cultural aspects of it. So we saw it. I was crying. We were laughing. Shore was a little bit confused. And then come to find out, there's a book. The book is slightly different from the movie, but it hasn't been translated into English yet. So I looked at it in the bookstore and my brain just hurt from like all the kanji. So I was just like, no, I'm gonna wait until it's translated. It's a very thick book. It's, I want to say like 700, 800. It's huge. Because there's some parts of the movie where you're like, wait, I want to know what happened to that person. Well, their story is explained more in the book.
Okay.
Right. So, if Coco does come to Amazon Prime or Netflix, highly recommend everybody watch it. It is so freaking good. And I also like, because there wasn't really like a love story in it. There was not really like I'm not really like a love story person. Right. I don't need people to be happily ever after.
Right.
Holding hands, skipping down the street. So I like that it wasn't really that. But we saw that, and then I was like, you probably don't really understand a lot because you've never seen Kabuki. And Shore was like, oh yeah, I haven't. What's that like? And so she was like, I want to go see Kabuki. Yeah. And it just so happens that her school sent out a flyer where you could get discount tickets. So that's what we're going to go do. Right. And my knees are just going to be screaming.
Yeah.
Because the seats in the theater are like, there's no leg room in the front.
Yeah, y'all, it is a traditional theater. The one in Ginza. No. Did they close the one in Ginza?
No, it's still there. They just closed it to remodel it. I think that was during like COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the traditional theater, it is in Ginza. It's beautiful. Like it's beautiful. Like that's the thing. Kabuki, I guess you would liken it to fine art. Like I was saying, Kelsey, that the first time I went, I thought like I was going to the opera, y'all. I was like, oh my God, I got dressed up, y'all. I was like, I'm going to Kabuki. I'm fancy. I just needed one of them little, binocular spectacles.
Yeah, you're looking glass.
Y'all, you couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't tell me nothing. I probably still feel like that. I think the kids haven't seen Kabuki. Wait, have they? They have, but they were little.
It was little, and it was probably like one act.
When we went, Yui fell asleep. Oh, I think Messiah fell asleep. So now I think about it, I'm like, wait a second. I think everybody went to sleep except
a lot of people do sleep, because when I went, there was a bunch of old men that they were having a good nap. Like they were, and I think I even kind of remember one, I think he snored a bit or something, but his wife or whoever was next to him like nudged, because you got to be quiet.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a good nap time as well.
Yeah, so it is.
So I get it.
It's fine art. You think of, like I said, when you think of the opera, you think of the ballet, you think of Kabuki. That's literally the equivalent. Like this is literally, it is fine art. That's literally what it is, And for some people, they're not into fine art, So they, like Kelsey said, it's nap time for them. They.
Or maybe they just go too frequently. Maybe they always go, I guess. So it's just,
always go, or they, old, or they just not into fine art. They just said, hey, I'm going to sit in this seat and I'm going to take a nap real quick. All right, we're going to clap, it's over, so. But that was my experience. And I think this next trip, I'm gonna take the kids so they can experience it. And I'm gonna make sure we get dressed up because we gonna be fancy. I don't care. I'm gonna dress up, y'all. And any reason
It is.
to dress
Yeah,
up,
it's fun.
to dress up.
It's a
So
good reason to dress up, and it's fun. And the stories are really interesting. The first time I went with my cousin who came here, and she refused to be in like the cheap seats. So we were up in the really good seats with all the other, people who had money. She treated us. She treated us, and the first story was like good. We were into it. We were like, oh, what's gonna happen? We want to find out. Then they have an intermission, a break, where people will have their food or whatnot. They'll go out. We came back and it was a different story, and that story was boring. So we were all disappointed. We were like, you know what would make this so much better? A drink. We found out that all the convenience stores that are near, and it could have changed since I've been there because I'm like talking about something that's like 15 years or more ago. But the convenience stores didn't sell alcohol, and I don't know if that's by design because I feel like a good drink with kabuki, but then that would make people rowdy probably.
Oh, it would make them too rowdy again.
But just imagine if you had a nice wine
the
in
opera,
there or
y'all.
too high, you'd be like, this story right
this
here.
Is the ballet, y'all. No drinking. No drink.
No
Although
drinking.
you know what, you will be able. You can have a drink. You can't have it in the theater, but you can't. Alexa, why are you talking to me right now, girl? She giving me the weather report, y'all. But yeah, you can have it during intermission. You can have a little cocktail, but Americans
not in there. Yeah.
Especially Americans.
So that's what we're gonna do.
They will always drink. So
yes.
But
so I'll let you know how it goes.
Let us know.
But yeah, and if Shore stays awake.
yeah.
So if she's into it, because the story is sometimes they're complicated, or they use like older Japanese words or whatnot, and things that younger people or just foreigners may not be as aware of. So but the seating is tight. Talk about there is no knee room. If your legs, it's just your knees be screaming. I feel like so. We'll see if things have changed, but I don't think so. Yeah.
It'll be fine. Yay!
Yay! Okay. Well, we had an episode today. Badly in Love. Definitely check it out.
Yes.
Let us know what you think, and we'll be back here next time with more.
We'll be back, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, share.
Yes.
This is Collard Greens and Sushi. Until next time, y'all.
We out. Bye.